News tonight, President Joe Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy met in the Oval Office to directly negotiate on reaching a debt ceiling and spending deal. It comes as the U.S. could run out of money to pay its bills in a matter of days.
Still have some disagreements, but I think we may be able to get where we have to go. We both know we have a significant responsibility.
I think at the end of the day, we could find common ground.
The consequences of a default would be widespread. Social Security payments would stop, troops could go unpaid, and by one projection, nearly 8 million people could lose their jobs. For days, both sides have been negotiating on and off again with little to show for it. Republicans say they will not raise the debt ceiling until the president agrees to deep spending cuts, reclaiming unspent COVID funds, imposing stricter work requirements for certain federal aid programs like food stamps and immigration provisions, as well as an increase in military spending.
At the time of spending more money in America in government is wrong. And you as taxpayers should say the same thing.
Biden has agreed to some spending cuts like limiting military and domestic spending, but only if Republicans raise taxes on the wealthiest Americans and corporations.
It's time for Republicans to accept that there is no bipartisan deal to be made solely on their partisan terms.
The Treasury Secretary is stressing there is no time to waste. In a letter to Congress, Janet Yellen warned the U.S. government will run out of money to pay its bills as soon as June 1st.
If that were to happen, God forbid, there would be substantial disruption in the global economy and substantial turmoil in financial markets.
And turmoil in financial markets could spell big trouble for California, already facing a more than $30 billion budget shortfall. And here's why, according to H.D. Palmer with the California Department of Finance.
There are roughly 18 million some odd tax returns that are filed in California every year. You take just 1% of those tax returns, 1%, and that 1% is responsible for generating roughly half of all of the personal income tax that is paid in California, our largest source of general fund revenue. And most of the income that small sliver of taxpayers are receiving doesn't come from wages and salaries like most of us workers get. It comes from things that are affected by the financial markets.
Lawmakers have just 10 days to reach a deal, so stay with ABC 10 for updates on air and online at abc10.com.